as well as pressure canning pumpkin, I also spent some time in the galley doing my own canned marinaras.
Hey, babe. Guess what?
What?
We are at a place that is a winter wonderland of boats.
So we're in up north in
Linden, Washington.
Linden, Washington. And we are making a stop at Sailboat wrecking yard. Well, I guess it looks like there's motorboats here too. So it looks like it's an all type of boats wrecking yard. To look for a few of our projects that we have outstanding. And just to kind of climb around and see what we see what we can salvage, see what we can find. So maybe we don't have to buy brand new if they're in good shape. And
yeah. I mean, a lot of what we see maybe is smaller boats.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a big boat, obviously, but we'll see what we find.
Yeah.
We made a list of things that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Plan that out ahead of time, and we have measurements of like general sizes of things that we need.
Like, for example, we're looking at replacing all of our hatches. So we're gonna look and see, because maybe there's a wrecked boat that was that's here that is our size, that has our size hatch.
Yeah.
But it was a brand new hatch.
Yeah.
Just a wrecked boat. So
yeah. So
we're gonna see.
We'll see.
We'll see what we see.
Yeah. It'll be fun to. Maybe a little sad too. Some of these, I'm kind of thinking they look a little sad.
I know.
So at one time they were well loved, but.
Well, this one doesn't even have its front half.
That one's cut in half.
That one is literally
cut in half.
So that's not good.
But on the bright side, if we can put something back to use, then its life will live on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's take a look around.
See what we can find.
What'd you find, babe?
And a baby winch.
A little baby winch.
A baby winch.
That's funny. That's cute. But they take a regular winch handle size.
Yeah.
That's neat. Look at all this stuff.
Some of these are self-tailing too. Oh no, they're not. Just kidding.
Yeah, so this is the first stop. We are in the hardware trailer. This is pretty neat. Oh,
Shackles?
bilge pumps. That was on our list.
Look at these shackles.
What'd you find?
Tons of them.
Blocks?
Or blocks. Just kidding.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, these little baby blocks.
You found a little baby block?
For the baby.
Alright, well let's keep focused on our list. Keep you guys updated. On our list is to replace this. This is about as old as the one we have too. It's a hydraulic backstay adjuster for our boat. We want to switch from hydraulics to just something simpler and easier. And one thing you can do to help with that is go mechanical. So this is a stay, and this is in its operating position. And then if you ever wanted to tighten it without getting out any of your wrenches or screwdrivers, you just flip the little handles out and then you can tighten it. So that way you can tighten and loosen your stay kind of just right there in the cockpit without having to get any tools.
And no hydraulics.
And no hydraulics. Booms and whisker pulls galore. And then look at all these tracks. Look at how thick some of this fiberglass is. Whisker pulls. Booms. And a babe. Oh, Teak, canvas. Oh, more teak. What'd you find?
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Seems to be in pretty good shape too. It actually work really great in our head.
Oh, interesting.
And then the new towels that I'm getting would actually roll and stack this way.
Oh.
So we can store all of our towels.
Okay. Is it solid teak?
I think so. It looks pretty. Well, the back is
That's plywood? Yeah, that's plywood.
but this is solid and this is
Yeah.
solid. I mean, I would need to do some sanding and give it a little love, but
Yeah.
shit, this is nice. And this would be perfect in our head. And then we just have all of our Turkish towels rolled up in here. I love it.
All right. So, in the interview episode with John and Patricia, they were telling us about sea anchors. So here's one. We're not sure it's the right size for our boat. It says 36 or a 43. So I'm a little bit cautious to buy this. But the other thing that's really nice that they have here too is this drogue. This one does have the size on it. It's for 10,000 pound displacement, and we're like 26,000 pounds displacement, so not the right size for our boat, but awesome to see and perfect timing with that interview with John and Patricia. So we'll keep our eyes open, and remember, a drogue and or sea anchor are your friends for long-term offshore cruising. So you need some tiller handles. Those are expensive, and here's a whole bucket full of them. Same for over here. But then I was looking at these helms. How cool is that? Wouldn't that be neat? Like, what if you had like this in your house? It's way too big for our boat. But if this was in your house and you're like, oh, let's watch some Netflix. Boom. Oh, let's turn on the surround sound. Boom. You found hatches? Look at this. It's a wonderland of fun.
Oh, pedestals.
Look at this. We just refreshed ours. Pedestal, pedestal, quadrants, radial wheel drives. I mean, clearly too small for us, but idlers. Too small for us, but very good to know that if you needed one, some of these are in pretty good shape. Check out this bow piece. Like, that is, look how beautiful the grain is there too. Man, this thing is heavy. That is so cool. And look how thick the fiberglass is. That's just solid lay up there. But check out that void. So, when I talk about voids when we're filling fiberglass, I'm not too worried about voids, because sometimes it just happens. What we don't want is rotten wood. That's what we don't want. But a void like that, not really a big deal for me. But I just thought that was really cool. The thing is huge. Devon's found a teak wonderland. Wow. This is really cool. This is really cool. Cabinetry. Huh. Alright. This is amazing. I'm just gonna keep looking. This is so... Dang. Man, masts are cool. There's a lot of big masts in this place. It's pretty neat. Engines. Lots of outboards. Fenders. Shore power cords. Push pits. Got a ton of rudders here too. This thing is pretty cool looking. Fiberglass kind of looking rudder, I guess. Okay, so while admittedly for us, the Sailboat Wrecking Yard wasn't the treasure trove that we were looking for, we didn't come away empty-handed with that trip. So we went all the way up to Vancouver, BC from Portland to have a Scepter Sailboat owners Christmas party. Current owners and former owners. And on the way, we stopped in Bellingham, Washington to visit friends who are selling their boat. And that's the boat that I sailed halfway around the world on. And so because they were selling their boat, they just couldn't use some of the boating related items that they had gifted to us. So huge thanks to John and Patricia for that wonderful generosity. So let's take a look at what we were gifted. So we have a very nice piece of marine grade plywood with a teak veneer. That's expensive. We have a nearly brand new man overboard pole. So the idea would be someone falls in the water, this pole is tied to the life ring. And so you throw the life ring in the water, the pole goes with it. And then up here, this is a little protective sleeve for the flag. So this flag pops out and that floats in the water. And hopefully the person is holding on to that so they can be picked up later. And then when you get them picked up, you go to this, which we got, which is a life sling. So basically what you do is you deploy it out and then you can, the person can grab it. And then this will help you pull the person aboard. You can winch them up using that life sling. So that's kind of a nice system there for safety, and it's required by Coast Guard. We also got a really nice ditch bag. So if the boat is sinking and you need to get off the boat because there's no way to save it, you pre-pack this with all of your necessities, your passports, identification, cash, medicine, fishing line, food, like just a radio, stuff that you would need to spend a couple days alone at sea floating around in one of these. So this is really cool. It is a life raft. So this you keep on your boat, and if your boat is sinking, you deploy that. And so there's a little line back here. This little line, you tug on that, and that releases a cartridge that inflates the inflatable floating boat that's in this canister here. It has not been serviced in a while, so we will need to get this one inspected and serviced and recertified again. But that's something that we can do. There's hopefully some places in Portland that will do that, or we'll have to take it to Seattle. We got other random bits and bobs. We're really excited about the rice cooker because those can be a lifesaver. We've got some FID, some gaffer tape, some books, Q flag, Canadian flag, a sanding tool, other bits and bobs over here, a backup for a shroud, some sailing gloves, and then a foldable cart that's over here too. This little foldable cart that Devin has right there. So even though we didn't find a lot for us at the Sailboat Wrecking Yard, we are super grateful for all of these things that were gifted to us by our friends John and Patricia. And yeah, so we're at the storage unit now. We're not going to take all this onto the boat because we don't need it yet. We're not going offshore, but we're going to drop it off and get some food and go to bed. It's been a long day. We drove down from Vancouver today. Yeah, Vancouver, Canada. So, all right, guys. Thanks. See you later.